Hey folks, it's Lindsay Huddles with SPS back in the building over at the Detroit Pizza Bar on 6 Mile, the west side of Detroit. Looking to have a good time. I got my guy, Coach Eric Sharp, in the building.
All right, thanks.
Head coach at Wayne County Community College, the Wildcats, that is. How you doing, Coach?
Doing good, man.
Doing
Appreciate
good.
you having me
for the
down.
people in the back who can't hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you having me down here.
No, I'm glad to have you. When I reached out, you was always receptive, but it's been so cool. I just think back to time seeing you on the coaching trail, even as far as up in Lansing, my new adopted home. But you've always been on the edge of your seat watching what's going on, and to take on this head coaching job as the Lady Wildcats coach, what has that been like for you?
It's been a great process. I'm happy to come on. This is my first year as the head coach. I was at Wayne County previously as an assistant coach for 3 years, and I just grinded my way up, and I'm happy to have my opportunity.
Yeah. So what is it like when, as you guys say, you move to that next chair? You move one chair over.
That next chair is different. Everyone told me that. Coach Washington at Lincoln University, where I was at last year, she gave me an opportunity.
Down in Florida.
I went to Daytona State, worked under her for a year, and then I left with her to go to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania.
Right. You was moving around.
Yeah, so I was moving around. It was a process. It was a process, but she was preparing me for what I have now, and that is running my own program.
But you know, your ascension, I guess we probably missed the part, or we take for granted when you are local, you're around in the gym. I said, they're going to eat. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
You shot a move down in Florida. I said, why are you down in Florida? And then I got mixed up. Because then he was like, oh, I'm over here. But within, 2 seasons you made those changes? So in a total of 3 seasons, let's say 4, you were here, Florida,
Pennsylvania, now back to Detroit.
Back to Detroit as a head coach.
Yep.
Hey, man, not a bad deal.
Yeah, definitely. Not at all. Not
Did you
at all.
expect it to happen like that?
I was hoping it would. Because the thing about it is I always wanted my opportunity to actually have the program name under me. You know what I'm saying? Like me running my own stuff. I've always been, if I worked from under somebody, I did my best to do whatever we had to do. We were successful at Lincoln. Won the CIAA championship. Went to the NCAA tournament. Same thing down in Daytona, and even when I was at Wayne County as an assistant, we're having success down here. So now,
you was posting a lot of things saying we had the championship.
Yeah.
So talk about a lot of people, man. No knocking on nobody, but they could be in assistants, for a pretty long time.
Definitely.
Compared to you being in a position to kind of make that assistant. Now, let's not take anything away from how long you had been just an assistant. How long had that been in your coaching experience?
So at the collegiate level, I was an assistant for 5 years. So this is my second year as the head coach of Wayne County. So
and that's awesome. Talk about the pros and cons of coaching girls at the community college level, just in your role, the good thing and the more challenging thing.
Well, the good thing about coaching the local girls is that you get to watch them grow. So a lot of these kids that I recruit, because we do in local kids, is Detroit public school kids right around the metro area that I get. The downfall is somewhat, a lot of these kids, once they get out of high school, they want to go away. They want to go away automatically. And I was that kid too, also wanting to get away from home. So I don't want to stay home because we don't provide housing at, but we have a brand new gym downtown.
Yes, you do.
Really beautiful facilities. And, we've had a great track record of getting kids going to the 4-year school after you come to us for 2 years with their degrees.
That's a great selling point. But also, too, we talked about this offline just all the time, the kind of misconceptions so many high school athletes have as far as what they think they can attain right now, or what's out there, or they waiting on, the female version of Coach K or Coach Izzo to come calling on.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, a lot of these kids are looking, they leave out of high school and they're like, I'm going to Division I, I'm going to Division II. The thing about it is there's a process of that, and now that the portal is so big, it kind of shrinks the number, and they don't have enough understanding it's a numbers game. So if I'm a coach going into my 3rd or 4th year, and I might be 1 or 2 kids away, I might not go get that high school kid. I'm going to get that kid out of the portal that's already got experience, that already understands some form of a college system. You know what I'm saying? Just a part of just playing on a shot clock. Michigan doesn't have a shot clock.
Right.
So at all the collegiate level, you have shot clocks there. So you get a kid that's never worked off a shot clock before, and the pace might be too much for him because they were used to playing a slower game in high school. So
let's talk about the boomerang players. And I say that because literally you and I, and shout out to Coach Payne, Coach Wu Payne, we were sitting at Aim High in Lansing.
That's my guy.
I think I was right here. You were sitting behind. It was like the three amigos, and talking about how offers have been made to players that they passed on.
Yeah.
And then they had to boomerang back.
Yeah.
And in some cases wasn't unavailable. Talk about that whole concept.
So we call them bounce backs.
Bounce backs, okay.
So what we do is bounce back players. So we recruit them early in the part of the year, and they kind of like, oh, coach, I love you, I love your program, I love what you do, but I'm gonna go this route. And sometimes they go to somebody that really don't know that kid. Now, me and Mr. Payne and the other coaches in the area, we might have seen you 7, 8 times. We're in your gym, we're in your practice, we've committed to you, but sometimes, the outsider come in, oh, we can offer this. They go there, they realize this is not it. And one thing I do, I still keep relationship with all my players, whether you go somewhere or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Coach Wood was just here. I recruited 2 of his kids.
Mm-hmm. Coach Sean Wood at Renaissance.
Coach Wood, he's doing a great job.
Semi-finalists for the state championship.
Yes. I go through
so that helps having that relationship with a coach like that.
Definitely.
Let me ask you this. Let's do an unscientific study. When you talk about the bounce back players, or let's call them the bounce back babies, whatever you want to call them. What's the likelihood? Like, how do they end up doing to begin with? A kid that becomes a bounce back baby that passes on you the first time has to come back around, and whether you have an opportunity or not, without naming names or whatnot, how do they end up doing overall in this whole process of? I'm trying to think. Is there something inherently concerning that we should worry about up front if they bounce back, if showing bounce back characteristics?
So I have a prime example.
Okay, rub his hands on that.
That just graduated. Vontae Garrett from CMA High School was a form of a bounce back player. So just pick it back. She was PSL Miss Basketball. I recruited her. I'm at all the games. I'm walking her down. I'm talking to the parents. She leaves and decides, Coach, I'm going to go to this school. I'm not going to name the school. She goes to that school. It didn't work out for her. But we always kept that relationship and calling. So one day I get a phone call. She said, Coach, I got another year left. I can play at a junior college level. I want to come play for you. She comes to play for me 1 year. She averaged 14 points a game, had a great year. She goes to Salem University in West Virginia, and she graduated Saturday with her degree. Wow. School paid for 4 years.
Wow.
Yep. Never paid a dime. And she trusted me to have that 1 year to play with me. And she went to go play for Coach Cody, who I know, who's now at University of Delaware, and now she has her degree.
So what we're seeing here with that is there's an opportunity where you keeping that relationship, not having any animosity towards her for the decisions you made. Because it's almost like you can foresee what their experience may be, and you let them go ahead and experience that. And as they say, what's the biblical verse talk about the prodigal son that comes back home?
Definitely.
Let them come back home.
Come on back home. Yeah.
Let's talk about just where we are just in general with college basketball and from a skill set standpoint, then also shout out to Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network from a mental health standpoint, where these athletes are and what kind of support you think they need and what's your experience has been so far with that.
Well, I know a lot of these kids come from different households, so everybody's household is different. What we try to do is to bring them together like during the summertime or right before the season and do a lot of team bonding and understanding where the kids come from or where you at. Because having a conversation. What does team bonding look like? We might pick a spot where we might go bowling, or we just do something together.
Bring them up to Detroit Pizza Bar,
and we definitely. I'll just talk to the owner. We definitely will be over here.
Yeah, right.
We definitely be over here. But a lot of times, they don't have that bonding. Maybe they might be that kid that go home and it's an empty home. So they want somebody to talk to. So I'm like, no, let's we could put basketball aside. It's not about basketball all the time. Sometimes they need some me time, just like adults do. You need some me time.
That's true.
So I'm like, hey. We might go bowling. We might go out. We might just take a walk down the riverfront, downtown. We just go walk together. We're not running. We're not working out. We're just going to walk and just check out the water. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be surprised. We're one of the only community colleges in the area that actually flies out to games. So we get to fly and travel. We went to Florida this past year, and we're going back to Miami. But you'll be surprised at how many kids have never flown before.
That experience. Do you deal with like some anxiety?
Oh, not even on anxiety. Just, Coach, what do I pack? What do I know? Like, I remember the first time as a assistant coach at Wayne County, we went down to Pensacola, Florida, and kids was like packing these big lotion bottles, and they didn't understand you can't bring that on the plane, but they never knew because they never had the experience of flying.
Just those experiences.
Just those experiences. So I know with my program, I try to get us out and just see different things.
I mean, dang, coach, I got airfare in the budget like
yeah,
that?
we got a little bit down there. Shout out to Coach Turner, our athletic director, and Mrs. Singleton, our president, because they support us.
But you know what? I want to give a shout out too. They didn't win the state championship, but my guy, Coach Keith Guy, over at Muskegon. And if you've ever been over there to their facility, man, definitely was like a small college.
Mm-hmm.
But his comment was, man, you know, our kids supposed to have nice stuff too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know,
Yes.
it's not because it's a school in the inner city or it may have, you know, a strong African American population. There'd be no reason why they can't get what other people's get, and you guys provide that.
Definitely, we provide that. We provide that. We at least take one trip a year where we get to fly somewhere. We've during the past years we went to Arizona. We've been to Florida.
I like to keep it hot, don't you?
Yeah, of course. Give an opportunity. We try to travel during the cold times here to get them a little sunshine. Okay. And you'll be surprised, you know, the kids, they wearing, hey, ooh, coach, yeah, we get to wear my baby suit.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't never worn before. You know what I'm saying? So they get the opportunity.
Well, Coach, you talked to us about the mental health aspect and the mental approach. Talk about just the nuts and bolts and just the brick and mortar opportunity of what's available for a lady athlete at Wayne County Community College right now.
Okay. Well, lady athlete at a Wayne County Community College, almost we guarantee this. You're going to, first of all, your family going to be able to watch you play because you're local. You're going to get a great education.
How underrated is that?
A lot. Because a lot of kids.
I'm sorry to interrupt. That kid that wants to go away.
You don't have that support. You won't have that support. You'll look up in the stands, there's no one there. And then next thing you know, they're thinking about, like, dang, only way my mother's going to or my dad's going to watch me is online. It's a different experience. When you come down to our facilities, and you've been down there, our games, we got a nice crowd.
Yeah.
Everybody's at the game. You know the people that's at the game. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different atmosphere. And then you can relate. You know, you can bring your friends down from the neighborhood, and, you know, they can actually watch you play. And,
what do you ever see the light come on for kids or in the recruiting process when they go from pie in the sky? And it's not to say a kid shouldn't want to go as far as, you know, California to play, but when they start making practical decisions, do you see the light come on for some of them sometimes?
Oh, definitely. It just be happy with the opportunity. Because you'll see a kid, and it's funny because you'll see a kid in the beginning. Like right now, we're recruiting. We got our recruits coming in, you know, playing open gym, just seeing what they got. And just you see them from the beginning stage, and then you see them 2 years after they done and get their associates, and you see the progress they made. You be like, wow, it was a big difference when you first walked in, and then they'll see it. They was like, Coach, I came in, I was out of shape. I've never been in the weight room before. Now I got to lift weights, and now I'm used to it. So by the time they leave me, they're prepared at the next level to be ready to come right in and play.
Coach, I love it. Yeah, you know, we talked about the bounce back babies as it relates to wanting to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the common misconception that comes with playing at a community college.
Yeah.
That community college stigma. Real quick, I went out of town. I went to Indiana for one of the, I think, Adidas 3 Stripes.
Yeah.
And I got cold, so I had a hoodie, I had a pullover, but it actually was from a country club, a nice country club in Indianapolis. So it said, like, Broadmoor CC. That's like an affluent place. But people thought I was community college, so they were looking at me, turning their head. I was like, for real?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this community college stigma.
Yeah, they look down at us because we're not a university off the bat, or we're not this big prestige college that they were always looking for. Because I'm not even going to, I did it. I did it. So coming out of high school, it was a couple of junior colleges in Kansas that were looking at me. And I was like,
Coach?
Detroit Chassis. I'm a DPS kid myself.
Shout out to Henry Ford too.
Yeah. So and there was a couple of JUCOs and I was like, junior college. And what I thought,
you say junior college?
Because my thing was, I'm watching my teammates get these bigger offers, but everything is not for everybody. I had to understand it was a process. I had to take a different road.
How do you feel about this comment? You are who recruits you.
I think that's kind of biased now, because you got to think now. So, like we were just saying, we are recruiting. So if I'm recruiting a kid from Renaissance, let's just take Renaissance thing, and I know academically and probably athletically they can go bigger.
Oh.
And they were like, well, dang, the only one looking at you is Wayne County Community College. You must not be that good. But that's a stigma. That kid is still good. The thing about it is she might be playing with a loaded team and get overlooked.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
you might get overlooked. And I'm like, I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at my chocolate. I'm like, man, if I get this kid, I'm stealing. It's like I'm stealing because I wasn't supposed to get this kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But what can you do when there are no other opportunities available for it, and you are right here?
And then that comes back to the portal. The portal is so full, you might end up having get a kid like that.
Coach, I don't want to give away any secrets online, but what are some of your conversations you have when there may be a player that you know has the ability to play up, and I shouldn't say up, I want to be careful, who probably could manage a 4-year institution at this point, and you know that, what kind of conversations do you have with that person?
So great. We have at Wayne County Community College, we had a player.
So he was ready for that. He was ready to dig into that.
I got something for everything. So Maya Hopkins, Wayne Memorial High School, highly rated kid, great talent. I said we convinced her to come to Wayne County for 1 year. You don't have to stay for 2. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to stay at junior college for 2. You can come for 1 year, and it wasn't the fact that she had bad grades. She needed more exposure. She came to us for 1 year. She averaged 22 and 9, and now she went straight from Wayne County Community College to Division I. She's at North Dakota University, finishing up her 5th year, about to get an hazard degree.
What?
And that's what she just did 1 year.
So what was it about her that she went with that? Because it seemed like there'd be so many other forces that would challenge her. Don't do that. Don't go there. But what?
First of all, her parents. Her dad played at Schoolcraft and went to DePaul, so he understood the significance of the grind. You know what I'm saying? The process. He trusted the process. And once we convinced the dad and the mom about the process, like, you know, on her high school team, she might have been the 3rd option. But with us, she was the number 1 option. So we were able to promote her. So now the other schools were like, oh my God, I didn't know she was this good.
Do you have to manage self-esteem at that point where the kid is here, but they're not fully in because they still are looking online at people who went to 4-year institutions and they thinking this or thinking that?
Oh, it's funny you say that because same thing. I had a conversation with Samaya one time, and 2 of her teammates went Division I, but the 2 Division I schools they were at, they were not having success and they were losing, and they were calling her like, "Man, we losing, and we got another coach coming in, and all these negative vibes about it." And she like, "Man, I made the right decision just to go to junior college for 1 year. I'm having a great year." End up being 3rd team All-American.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Putting up numbers, the ball, everything went through her. Our offense went through her.
And she was like, it was perfect. This conversation is greatly appreciated. We've had these same type of conversations with our friend, you know, Coach James Wu Payne, and I think it's important for people to know what great opportunities are right here in the city. With the time we have, anybody you want to give a special shout out to? Any last message you want to make sure you share?
Like I said, shout out to, of course, Wayne County Community College. Shout out to my athletic director, Coach Roger Turner, our president, Chandler down there. Just give junior college a chance. That's all I ask. We have a magnificent league. We have 24 teams in our state junior college league. It's 24 in our division.
Wow.
They brought
NBA
2.
got 30?
Yeah, they brought 2 Ohio teams came up and joined our league.
Okay.
So when we have our national tournament, our state tournament, they're involved in it. But it's very competitive, and you'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't take it for granted.
Don't take it for granted, and I appreciate that.
Well, you're doing a great job, man. We're going to continue to sing your praises. We're going to continue to promote what you have. I'm glad you enjoyed this space as a potential team building exercise opportunity for you. They're going to know your name when you come in. Come Sharp to the building. Definitely. And I appreciate our friendship all the time, man.
I appreciate it,
like
man.
An instant connection. Still doing it.
Anything. I got you, man.
That's it. This is Lindsey Hudson with SPS. I also want to give a special shout out to Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network over at the Detroit Pizza Bar. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out.